Hi everyone, I want to show you something. It's not going to take a lot of time. This reads Waterfront Ballpark District at Howard Terminal Project Updates. Today is, hey Google, what's today?
It's Friday, June 10th, 2022.
This was posted on February 25th, 2022, and it was updated the same day. Today is June 10th. This is the latest document on the ballpark district and any project update, and yet there are only two. This is in stark contrast to how the state of Nevada handled the construction of what is now called Allegiant Stadium, the home of the Oakland Raiders, now Las Vegas Raiders. Let me show you. The Las Vegas Stadium Authority was established to float the $645 million bond issue to help raise $750 million in subsidy to pay for the construction of what is called Allegiant Stadium. Here is meeting info, but also below are links to all of the meetings that have been held. Not only links to those meetings, but when you click on it, they're very specific and detailed. For example, this one from 2016, not the first one, details where it was held. It has a copy of the agenda, the meeting minutes, and background materials for review. This process continued and does continue to this day after stadium construction. Let's randomly pick a year, 2018, March 22nd, which was just before the bonds were actually floated for sale. This has your stadium presentation, stadium site photos, authority meeting minutes, room tax revenue summary, amendments to contracts, stadium authority findings, lease agreement document, construction funds, stadium disbursement agreement. All of these documents had to be approved for creation by the authority. And if you click on one of them, for example, this one, you'll find that this is a piece of legislation. Determinations and findings of the Board of Directors of the Clark County Stadium Authority for approval. And it states here, if you get down past the whereases, and they're extensive, that there will be the Board of Directors of the Stadium Authority finds and determines, declares that the Stadium Authority has entered into a development agreement and a lease agreement pursuant to subsections 2 and 3 of Section 29 of this Act, Stadium Act. Okay? That's just one example. My point is, you can track to the date what was done and when, what documents were approved and when. Oakland has no such way of tracking where Howard Terminal is. Nowhere. Nowhere. Nothing. Nothing. And let's take a year before, the year 2017, before groundbreaking. Groundbreaking occurred in November. Let's take this. Clark County Commission Chambers. Stadium Authority Board meeting minutes. Final budget. Tentative budget. Stadium lease agreement. Let's take June 8th. Because at this point, the document numbers started to increase. They have budget pro forma, financial statements, joint use agreement with UNLV, and more stadium board meeting minutes, so that you can click on the meeting minutes and determine again who attended, who was absent, what was talked about, what was public discussion. Now you would say, not just why isn't Oakland doing this, but the other question is there a document that says they should be doing it? And the answer is yes. The document is SB 293 Skinner, Infrastructure Financing District legislation specifically designed for Howard Terminal by California State Senator Nancy Skinner. In it, it calls for, among other things, an infrastructure financing district and a plan. And the city of Oakland, within this, was to call for the formation of an infrastructure financing district board, which would have its own meetings, very similar to Las Vegas Stadium Authority, as it says, consolidating in a single agency the ability to collect tax increment revenue. That's what this legislation says right here. Ability to capture property tax increment revenues to finance qualified public facilities in the city of Oakland. Will provide community-wide benefits. And here they're arguing about community-wide benefits, and they haven't even formed that single agency. It's ridiculous. So as a result, because there's no organization to organize what was done when, who said what to whom, what documents were approved, all of this is piecemeal, willy-nilly, played out in the press and used by the East Oakland Stadium Alliance to get its idea out. In this instance, it talks about different opponents to the Howard Terminal project and the call for affordable housing. And it's a lot of talking back and forth, talking about community benefits discussions, which are really held in an unstructured way because, again, there's no public organization to really agendize and organize these discussions and lead to any type of meaningful conclusion. So this becomes babble. No discussion regarding tax increment financing, no discussion regarding a public, and this is called for by law, a infrastructure financing plan, nothing. Nothing. What I've just shown you is the anatomy of failure in Oakland. They could simply copy the Las Vegas method. It's right here online, but they don't. And so the result is what we get. This disorganized mess that presents documents that were updated months ago for a project that is supposedly still ongoing. It's why the Warriors are playing in San Francisco and not Oakland. It's why the Raiders are gone. And it's why the A's very well may leave and perhaps should leave for Las Vegas. This is a crying shame. Oakland doesn't know what it's doing. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and bookmark oaklandnewsnowblog.com. Follow up. I have an interview request in with Mayor Schaaf. She has not responded to as of this video.